Thanksgiving, a horror movie directed by Eli Roth. So it's a slasher movie surrounding, obviously, on Thanksgiving. And no surprise, it's Eli Roth, so it's going to be a little zany, but it's actually probably my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies that came out this year. Surprisingly, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. But then again, it is Eli Roth, so you would be, don't be surprised by the shock and the gore in the movie. But it all started because of Black Friday. You know, the day after Thanksgiving, people go crazy. A lot of death happened, and the Black Friday scene alone is worth a ticket because it is so insane. As far as the characters go, they're okay. I mean, they're not the most memorable characters, and actually some of the characters kind of develop. They're not the best written, but you know, they're fine. Patrick Dempsey, hopefully I'm saying his name right. He plays the head sheriff, and the one guy that was in I think he was in the first or the second Hostel. I know he was in the first one, but I don't remember if he was in the second one. He plays the dad, and all the other characters I don't really know that well in terms of the actors, but they do a pretty decent job. And I like the design of the killer, and it took me a minute to try to figure out who the killer was in the movie, because it's like, who's the killer? And then I was like, yeah, I think I know who the killer is, because the killer was just too good. And man, the kills are pretty creative and very gory. I mean, not extremely gory, but it's gory enough where it's entertaining, and it's just, Eli Roth knows how to bring out an entertaining movie, because, I mean, the last good horror movie I saw that wasn't Saw 10 was, yeah, that's a problem if I have to think. But overall, like, the kills were good. The story was decent. The acting was pretty decent. The music was pretty good. It definitely kept you on your edge, and it's one of those entertaining horror movies, not the super smart whatever type. It's a slasher movie. It was giving me vibes of a sprinkle of Halloween, a sprinkle of Scream, and a ton of Eli Roth. But a lot of cussing in the movie, you know, funny dialogue, but not to the point where that's annoying. At first I was like, I don't like these characters at all when they first were introduced, and one of them reminds me of like those typical YouTube people like Logan Paul or something. But a lot of the characters develop a little bit. I feel like the main character is a tad weak, the female lead, but I feel like everybody else was pretty decent. I mean, some, like, the one character comes off very unlikable, and yeah, he was unlikable. But the other guy, I thought he's just generic guy. He turned out to be a much better character at the end of the movie. Yeah, this movie is definitely an 8 out of 10, which surprised me, because I was like, it's gonna be just a okay slasher movie, because we've seen it before. But this one takes place on like Thanksgiving, you know, and also the Thanksgiving parade part was probably maybe the second best scene in the movie because of how hit over the top the kills are and how the people are acting. But it's not coming off as annoying. But you know, sometimes people say, "Oh, its overreaction is annoying." But overall, I would say it's a solid movie.